What's going on YouTube?
Washington.
This is boy Jamar here once again. Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Jamar here once again, and I am here for the very first time to do a review for R&B Divas Atlanta on TV1 that comes on Wednesdays, 9 o'clock Central Time here in Houston, Texas. Now, first, I'm gonna start this video off from saying, give a shout out to my girl Ashley for starting her locks, and girl, good luck on your journey, honey. I'm about in a couple of months. This will be 4 years in, so just stay with it, cause girl, it'll be worth it, and then you'll be able to slay like this. But anyway, we'll get to the show. We'll get to the motherfucking show. So. The show starts off. Well, actually, I can still talk about Ashley because the show starts off with Therese and Monifa, and I know Ashley is wet in the pants for Therese. I'm just gonna talk about her real quick. So, girl, you know I love you, girl, but that shit is still just funny though. But you know what? Therese is a good looking ass stud. Usually, those studs who have very feminine features and are just naturally beautiful, but yet they have the personality and they present themselves as a stud, girl, you can't help but look beautiful. I don't care how masculine you are, you still could be sitting there looking snatched, bitch. Therese looks good. I ain't even gonna lie. But they're talking about the marriage. Of course, Monifa don't want to talk about Kiki and what happened to her enragement party. Which was, I still honestly don't completely and fully understand what happened last week. She said something about liars being in the lake of fire. That's what she said. And I'm like, if I was Monifa, I would have been like, what? I didn't even get it. So I was just like, I don't know, was I just late to the party? I didn't understand the joke or the shade. I didn't understand what it was. I just would have looked at her like, what you just, girl? I would have paid it. But it turned to this whole thing. And she's like, what did I do? What did I do? But we'll get back into that. So Selena Johnson meets up with Wayne Williams, who supposedly is the manager or a producer who discovered R. Kelly and discovered her originally and blah, 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 blah. So he has like a couple deals with Sony and some other group, I can't remember the name, but he was starting up his own label and he wanted Selena to come on as her first artist. So she's like, okay, good. This is something, I'm trying to get my career off the ground, and all these opportunities are coming to me, so this is all good. And, he's like, so, what are we going to do? What songs you got? What you got for me? She's like, only got one song. And he's like, bitch. Of course he didn't say that, but he's just like, girl, what the fuck I'm going to do with one song, honey? So now, pretty much for the rest of this episode, Selena, well, except for apart from her sister, Selena, for the rest of this episode, is trying to talk to producers, pretty much explain her situation. She's like, I kind of have to come up with at least 8 or 9 hits or classics in about a month or two. So she's sitting there trying to strangle and come up with some kind of ideas of what she's going to do for her career because she ain't got no songs. Next, we move on to Mo and Selena are at this fitness thing, and while they're walking along the side of the road, Monifa's like, yeah, I know I'm out here doing fitness and all this rah, that's all cute and good, but a bitch is trying to get liposuction. I got muffin tops, I got, jiggly fat. I'm like, Mo, you are not the type of person that needs to be talking about doing nobody's liposuction. Like, even when you got to get your consultation, like she said, you have the nice curve, like your ass sticks out about as much as your bust. So, bitch, you was good. And then she licked up your shirt like, girl, all you would need to do is do some walking, do a little bit of jogging for about maybe a couple of months and some core workouts, bitch, you'd be just fine. I don't know what you're talking about. You're going to pay all that money and take all that risk for somebody's liposuction. But you know what? Like she said, it's her body and it's up between her and the Lord. So, you know what? You do what you do, boo, but it is what it is. And of course, right after, Selena encourages Mo to try to talk to Kiki about what happened to the party. Then next we pan over to Mila and her baby daddy, which is Music Soul Child. I'm gonna say, I did not know the Music Soul Child had a child, and not less a child, but with you. I'm like, oh, okay, I miss me some Music Soul Child back in the day. Y'all remember Love? Love. So many things I gotta tell you, but I'm afraid I don't know how. Let me start. I know I got the copyrights. I know I love me some Music Soul Child from back in the day. Yes, God. But say, her son has been diagnosed with autism and things of that nature, and she's worried. And I think she has like slow interest. Those autism usually like have a focus on something, and they like focus on that really hard. And so she's worried about him not having many interests and things like that. Music's like, you know what, just pay it. He is happy, healthy, and that's all we need to pretty much be worried about. So let's catch into the shade of today's episode. You perceive it however you want. So we get to Latavia and Kiki. Long story short, Kiki wants to, on one hand, she feels happy. She says she's never had any sisters, so the divas are like a group of females that she can, connect with on a woman-to-woman level on one hand. But on the other hand, she says she feels completely alone because of the distance between her and Monifa, and how she felt attacked sort of at the engagement party. And of course, Latavia is just, trying to sympathize and get to know Kiki because she's new and blah, 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 blah. But that was really it that we saw from Latavia. I wanted to see if Latavia was going to give that same basic ass ooh in her confessional like everybody else was doing. Ah! Everybody else was giving, something, out there in their little confessional singing a cappella type deal. And last week, Latavia gave you ooh. I'm like, Latavia, girl, I'm gonna need you to come back harder than that. I know you was in one of the biggest selling let me not go there. But you was in Destiny's Child, bitch. I know you can sing. So I'm gonna need you to get your life running. So moving right along. Mo gets to the doctor. The doctor pretty much was when she was telling her about her ass and her shit and how she looked fine. She's like, bitch, you already look good, but if you're gonna do this, I'm gonna let you know the risks and all that. And let me speak on this. Was it just me? Or when she went to that doctor, as soon as that doctor walked the door, all I could look at was this. Okay, her shit was protruding out so... Lord forgive me. Look, that bitch nose was like a fucking... No, the bitch had a big nose. I'm just gonna leave it. There's no other way for me to say it. It just is what it is. It was very distracting. So then we get to the deeper, sort of sadder part of the episode was with Selena and her sister Celicia, aka her manager as well. And, she pretty much was talking about how, she hasn't been very motivated because her sister had is it a miscarriage? Because she was 7 months when the baby had supposedly died. But yet she still went into full 30 hours of labor just to give birth to, her child that was no longer living. And I'm like, well, since she gave birth to it, I guess it's considered is it still considered a miscarriage, or is it considered a miscarriage because it was already dead? Because when I think about miscarriage and it being, expelled from the body, it's not really considered a birth. So maybe the terminology is... my terminology is mixed up, and depending on, I guess, how you look at it, let me know in the comments. But I could only understand, going through something like that can honestly fuck you up. Like, to lose a child before you even get a chance to meet the child, and you've already carried it for at least a minimum of 6 months, you're excited, you're going through all these emotions, because, pregnancy messes with all your emotions and hormones. So to go through a loss and still have to go through 30 hours of labor, I feel for you, girl. That's nothing that I couldn't wish on, my worst enemy. But since then, of course, she's been distracted. And, Selena doesn't want to be like, well, I need my career. I need you to help me do my thing's career. Forget about you and your feelings about your baby. I need, my career. She doesn't want to do that because, that would be mean and insensitive. But she's like, the person that she usually goes with for help is damaged, and so she kind of feels, some sort of a way. She feels like she's kind of in a corner as well, and it's kind of a really bad situation. She wants to be a good sister, but she also wants to try to keep her career afloat at the same time, so it's a bit of a struggle. Then we get to Mila in the studio. Mila, whatever that song is you were sounding that you look like you was laying over harmonies with, it sounded pretty good, girl. I said, it sounds kind of cute. Let me get it full. If you ever plan on releasing that. But they're trying to talk about rebranding her and how the game has changed, which is true. And even though the game has changed, a lot of people feel like it's not even about if you can sing, it's about your image, which is true. But I don't feel like it should be equated to if you can sing, then you have no chance. Because we have the people like Adele. Well, it depends on what caliber. What kind of caliber are you talking about? Because the Jennifer Hudsons, the Fantasias, like I said, the Adeles, like those people who have like those really strong voices have their own success. So it's not impossible. So I don't really know what direction that they're trying to take her. I hope they don't go like far left to try to so hard to make her be something that she's really not. But, we'll see where they try to go with this. But she can sing from what I've seen thus far. And of course, 702, where my girl's at from the front to back, and we needed that, all that stuff. So Kiki and Monifa have this discussion. Child. And really, the 2 points about this discussion that needs to be mentioned is Kiki, they was mad. She was like, she was like, I thought it was like a sisterly thing. And Monifa was like, bitch, I don't act like that towards my sister. And if you was my sister, you're supposed to come and talk to me. Kiki was like, I sent you a sad face. After I texted you a sad face. Child, Kiki, girl, bye, girl. If we had like a legit moment of miscommunication and you send me a motherfucking emoji, girl, I ought to knock you over your goddamn head with something blunt, bitch. You ain't gonna send me no goddamn it. What the hell does that mean? What you saying for? You supposed to call me, come by my house, let us talk this shit out. Don't send me no goddamn sad face, girl. And then, of course, Monifa's like, I don't really know if I want to invite you to the wedding. And, Kiki's like, wow, for real? Yes, for real, bitch, because you are going through something that you can't tell nobody what the hell going on. And you just flying off the handle and don't nobody know what to do. But, I'm sure she's going to still invite him because, they're still friends. I would hope that one incident wouldn't just sever the relationship that you can't invite her to the wedding. I don't believe that's going to be the case, but it is what it is. And, of course, we end the episode, well, towards the end of the episode, we have Therese and Mo. He talks about liposuction. She tells her about the suction. Therese is like, fine. So, I could tell they make a really cute couple. Therese seems like she treats her really well and vice versa. So it's nice to see LGBT relationships in a positive light. It's very refreshing to see it on TV instead of it just being so, I don't know, I can't think of the word, but they're just trying to make it seem like it's something that it's not. And we end the episode with Kiki and her brother. Her brother was beat. I don't know if he was even wearing makeup or not, but his face was for the wild ass. So I was like, yes, God. And they try to lead it off like the reason why Kiki is going through all her stuff is because she may be pregnant. I'm like, oh, I don't know how many kids Kiki has already, 2 or 3, I can't really remember. But girl, the previews for next week made it look like her brother was like, ooh, bitch. And she was like, I'm about to throw up. But they may be doing all that just to keep us interested. She may not even be pregnant. But that's my review of episode 2 of R&B Divas Atlanta. If you guys enjoy it and want me to continue, make sure you comment, like, share, subscribe, and do all the other fun things. And I appreciate it. And thank you guys so much for watching the videos. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Like, share, subscribe.
Washington.